Today we're back in the Catskill Mountains at our bushcraft camp. This is where we left off. I'm gonna move the whole operation forward a bit. Nothing like a fire to civilize a new place, right? Boy, talk about shelter in the nick of time. Path going down here. Had a cup of coffee and I ran around and collected a whole bunch of firewood. Very powerful medicine, that coffee. And I got a whole bunch of wood over here. And I got more off to the right. And I got a sweet little fire going right now. I was gonna hike back to the RV camp, but I might just hang out here for a while. Strong cup of coffee. Woo. Thanks again, everybody. I'm still here at the bushcraft camp. I didn't run away right away. The weather kind of got nice and I got a beautiful fire going. I'm in no hurry, so I figure I'll hang out here for a little while. The fire is nice because it's drying me up. I'm damp, I'm wet. Everything was muddy here, so I'm hoping to dry this whole area where I put these rocks in. That would be nice if it all dried up. I need more. I got to do the other side, and I got to do over by where I'm going to be chopping the wood. Winter and spring, you need to have places to stand, pathways. We're sitting by the campfire, enjoying the sounds of the creek at the bushcraft camp. Absolutely beautiful here. This is an autumn camp trip. Little hard cider. Goes perfectly. It's really tasty. Perfect on an autumn night like this. Woo. Good stuff. Nice fire. It's probably only in the 40s. It's not cold at all. That or this fire is working really well. Looks like my fire reflector, the heat reflector is getting a bit of a fire on it. They were pretty waterlogged. Good morning. Well, we hung by the fire quite a while last night until a storm came by. There was some hail and some thunder and lightning, so I ran back up to the RV camp for the night. I didn't really have a bed set up out there. I wasn't planning on sleeping the night out there. Turns out overnight, a cold snap came in after that storm front passed by, and we got a dusting of snow, and the temperatures have dropped radically. We're down into the low 20s, mid 20s overnight. We're only going to see about 31, 32 degrees as a high for today. So we're just going to take care of a few things out at the bushcraft camp, and then we will be heading home today. Early December in the Catskill Mountains. We really haven't gotten a large snowstorm yet. All right, we're going to hike over to the bushcraft camp and see how it held up in the storm last night. Tarp held out. I want to put something heavy on the bottom of this. Those are going to have to come home with me. Okay. Everything survived. Here's my fire reflector toppled over. That's the only damage. It's no big deal. We're still muddy out here. You might hear my neighbor's ATV running, or is his generator maybe. So today I just want to secure these logs a little bit better. And I'm going to bring over a fire pit and maybe even the wood stove today. But other than that, we're pretty well done and ready for some snow. I'll start bringing some supplies over, and we're gonna just finish securing this up, and we will be out of here. Okay, I got the stove here. It was a pain, but I got it down here. I have to go get the rest of the parts now and some stones to make a foundation for it. All right. That's much better. I see now I can make adjustments, move it back or forward without a big problem. That's the hardest part. Just the right level to bathe my cod in heat at night. I may move it that way a little bit. I've got another fire pit to bring down. Okay, that's it. It's in a pretty good spot. My cot's going to be right here. I have nice warmth pouring over me all night. I won't have to run the big fire pit off to the right. That'll be nice for hanging out by the fire in the evening, but when I want to go to bed, I'll be able to just shovel some coals from there into here, start a small fire with a couple of logs. This will go for many hours without needing to be checked. I have the door back on the other side of the property. I'll bring it back in another trip. But that's it. Alright, I've got one more thing to bring down. I'll be right back. One of the perks of having a camp in a rural area is that when you get finished with things like this fire pit we replaced this summer with a new solo stove, I'm not throwing this in the garbage. It just comes up to the camp, has a new life. It's like a new beginning for it. This is going to be like a cooking fire for me. It's going to be up to my right of the fire. So if I want to have a small fire, either with the alcohol stove or a stick stove, I could do it right in here. At least that's what I'm thinking of doing. Okay, like I said, we can have a little fire over here for cooking with while I'm starting up this fire, the long fire for the evening. Done at the end of the night, and I'm about to go to bed on my cot, which is going to be right in here. I have a stove right here to keep me warm. This should be a very comfortable place to camp overnight in the winter. Definitely made a lot of progress. The only thing I have left to do now would be to collect firewood and bring stones. I need more stones for inside the shelter, or else I'm going to be tromping in mud every time we come here. So I already have a good start right where I sit in front of the fire. I just need a path in front of the stove and a little path over to this fireplace, and we'll be good to go. It's not easy working in this weather. You know, you're slipping and sliding and everything is frozen, and gathering rocks is going to be difficult. Same thing with firewood. I need to find an old dead tree and cut down and get some real nice rounds. So the cold really wreaks havoc on the batteries. So, just figured I'd start a quick fire. Put a little kerosene on some paper, just to make a quick fire of it. Want to get some of this ice and frozen leaves off of it. I'll be making a cup of tea and sitting by this fire for a little while. I'll be right back. Thanks so much for coming along, keeping me company today. We're just doing a little bit of work on the bushcraft camp today. We're just about done with work for today. We're going to start relaxing a little bit by the fire. So what have we accomplished on this trip? We put up on the first episode, we put up the basic framework of the bushcraft camp, and then hung out for the evening last night. Had a couple of apple ciders by the fire. Storm came rolling in, so I had to run back to the RV camp for the night. Came back out here today on the second part of this job, and I just reinforced everything. I brought down the wood burning stove and the old fire pit. That used to be our old RV fire pit when we went RVing with the Airstream. It's been replaced, so it comes to camp. It's like everything. You don't put anything to waste when you have a camp like this. If it gets old at home, it's new here. Alright, we'll let that fire get going. I'm going to go make my tea. I mean, it was a very productive couple of days here. I arrived late on day one. I did a little bit of maintenance at the RV camp. I winterized the lawnmower and the weed whacker. You know, ran them out of gas and put them away. Gave the lawn a last cut, which was kind of funny because there was ice on it. So that's all packed up. I came out to the bushcraft camp and we redid it. We moved it back away from the stream a bit, and we closed off the side that faces the most winds. I put a tarp on it. I did want to do some more reinforcing before I put the tarp on it, but a storm came in yesterday, so it kind of forced me to put the tarp on early. You know, we'll see how it holds up. If I have to redo it, I can always redo it. It should be alright though. I think it's going to be fine. This morning I brought down an old fire pit from home, and I installed the wood burning stove here in the bushcraft camp. This ought to make it real comfortable on the overnight campouts. Burn less wood, stay nice and warm. I'm basically sitting where my cot's going to go, right here, right behind me. So we should be fine. Lots of warmth. It's a beautiful early December day here in the Catskill Mountains. The sun is low in the sky, as it usually is this time of year. The day ends quickly. It's almost lunchtime and it almost feels like the evening already. So cheers. I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea. After this I got to start packing up for home. Always good. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscription button in the corner and the little bell next to it so I can send you notifications when I upload my next video. If you enjoy this content, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for coming along, keeping me company. We'll see you next time. All right, that ends our trip here today. This is the state of the Bushcraft camp as of December 3rd, 2021. There's more improvement to be made, but this is just one trip. The biggest thing we have to do is bring in more stone to cover up this mud. It'll make it a lot nicer in here, especially in the springtime. Make a path coming around here. From the Bushcraft camp on the side of this beautiful little winter mountain creek in the Catskill Mountains of New York. I gotta go clean up camp. It's a mess. Time to hike out. And we had a storm last night with like 40-mile-an-hour winds, and this held up really well. I think the extra strapping across the top is gonna make a difference. And hopefully once we get a coating of ice on it, everything will hold together until spring. Beautiful spot. Can't wait to come back.